go. Hello, hello, give me a wave. It's time to come and play. My name is Ursula. It's a bit of a funny name, isn't it? We'll have some fun today. So my name is Ursula, and this is a shruti box. Can you say it 3 times fast? Shruti box, shruti box, shruti box. It comes all the way from India, and it's a bit like an accordion. And I've got another instrument here with me. This is a ukulele, and it's from Hawaii. And the word ukulele literally means dancing flea, but you don't really need to know that. Anyway, I'm here to share some stories with you and also a few songs. And this first song is a little bit of a game as well, so you can join in at home. See what you make of this. What kind of animal can that be? Sitting there underneath the tree, won't you come along with me? See all the animals we can see. This animal is furry. It's quite small, although actually some can be very big. The animal I'm thinking of, it likes to clean itself a lot and sit by a warm fire. And it's got whiskers. Have you guessed? Yes, I'm a cat, you can see, sitting there underneath the tree. Won't you come along with me? See all the animals we can see. Join in with me. What kind of animal can that be? Sitting there underneath the tree. Won't you come along with me? See all the animals we can see. This animal is an insect. It's got a furry body. It builds a very, very delicate house out of thread called a web. And it's got lots of legs. Yes, I'm a spider, you can see. Well done. Sitting there underneath the tree. Won't you come along with me? See all the animals we can see. Okay, we're going to go fast now, so you should have it. Are you ready? What kind of animal can that be? Sitting there underneath the tree. Won't you come along with me? See all the animals we can see. This animal is very big. In fact, it's ginormous. This animal squirts water. Ha ha, fooled you. No, it's not an elephant. From the top of its head. This animal lives under the sea. Yes, I'm a whale, you can see, sitting there underneath the tree, or rather sitting in the sea. Thanks for coming along with me to see all the animals we could see. Well done, everybody. Did you guess them? Now then, this first story I would like to tell is a very old story. So old that it's set right at the beginning of time. And at the beginning of time, the sky was so near to the earth that you could reach up and you could touch it. Have a go at that. Reach up and imagine touching the sky. But it was better than that, you see, because the sky was really, really tasty. And when you reached up and you touched the sky, if you brought a piece of sky down and just put it a little bit in your mouth like that, it would taste like your favourite food. What would you taste? Chocolate biscuits. Well, as you can imagine, at the beginning of time, the people of the earth, they got so greedy, they got so hungry for sky that they began not only to take down tiny morsels, but to tear down huge chunks of sky, and they would stuff their faces, a bit like most grown-ups during lockdown actually, until they could eat no more and their bellies were round and fat. And when they'd stuffed their fill, they would take all the excess sky and they would get it in a little ball and they would flatten it down, a bit like a frisbee, and they would go like this. Boing! Go on, have a go. It's quite fun to do. Boing! And before you knew it, there were great mountains of wasted sky all over the place, like landfill, like a rubbish tip. It was awful. Well, the sky saw this, and the sky looked down, and the sky was not happy. The sky hovered over the people of the earth, and the sky made thunder come. And the sky made lightning come. Okay, you ready? Join in. The sky made thunder come. You do it. Well done. The sky made lightning come. You do it. Wow. And then, as the people of the earth ran inside the houses and closed the doors and shut their windows, the sky spoke. Stop wasting me, said the sky. If you don't stop wasting me, you'll be sorry. But the following morning, when the people of the earth nervously tiptoed out of their houses, they saw that the sky was hovering there in the blue as normal, and they could still reach up and touch it. But they said to one another, well, we better be careful. We don't want to offend the sky again. I was really frightened the other night, and so for a while they just took down little scraps of food. Maybe like, can you think of any foods that are small? A peanut. A raspberry, a blueberry, a chip. But of course, well, you can imagine what happened. As time passed, they got greedier and greedier and began to tear down more and more and more and more food, and soon, ooh, the mountains of waste were back. The frisbeeing great chunks of wasted sky. It was all happening. And again the sky looked down, and the sky made it thunder. Go on, you do it. And the sky made it lighten. And the people of the earth, they went into the houses and they shut the doors. Sky didn't speak. Sky didn't threaten them. Sky gave them no warning. And so they said, Sky's not going to do anything. Sky didn't do anything last time. It'll be fine. Just wait till the morning. And so they did. And the following morning the sun shone, and they all stepped out of the houses, and they reached up to feel for the sky. But it wasn't there. It had gone. It had been so greedy, treated the sky so badly that it retreated up, 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 up. And that, so they say, to this very day is why the sky lives far, far away. There you go. That's our first story. Time for a song, eh? Well, this is a bit of an unusual one because it's a song and a story. It goes like this. Oh, before I begin, I've got some rather special shoes on to help me tell this story. They're called clogs. I don't know if you can see them. They're red magic shoes, clogs, and they make a funny sound when I tap on the floor. They'll appear in the story, as you'll see. It goes like this. Once upon a time, certainly not twice, never 3 times, because that would just be silly, there was a witch. A really friendly witch, a very good witch, a very sweet witch, a very well-mannered witch, a very tidy witch, a very clean witch. There was just one thing about this witch. She couldn't dance. Whenever this witch tried to dance, it would go horribly wrong for her. She'd end up making a fool of herself at parties. People would, what is she trying to do? And the witch got very sad about this. And so after a while she decided that she would go and try and find the help of a very friendly wizard. The wizard said to her, "Well, dear witch, of course, when you're learning to dance, the best advice that I could give you, being a magical wizard as I am, is you must start with something very, very small, like your finger." And he taught her a song. And the song went like this. This is how she learned it anyway. My finger can dance, my finger can dance, my finger can dance all day. My finger can dance if you give it half a chance, and then it dances away. Oh, that's wonderful, thought the witch to herself. Well, if my finger can dance, I wonder if I could think of another part of my body, something a bit bigger than my finger that could dance. What's this called? My hand can dance, my hand can dance, my hand can dance all day. My hand can dance if you give it half a chance, and then it dances away. Well, the witch was getting really excited now. She thought, that's marvellous, my finger can dance, my hand can dance. I wonder if there's anything bigger, longer than my hand, than my finger that can dance. What? My arm. My arm can dance, my arm can dance, my arm can dance all day. My arm can dance if you give it half a chance, and then it dances away. Wow, thought the witch. Now the only thing was, at the witch's house, she had one of those mirrors where you can only see the top half of your body. And so she decided to make other parts of her body dance, but because she could only see in the top half of a mirror, all those things had to be in the top half of her body. So she thought, well, let's start with my nose. Have you ever made your nose dance? Have a go. My nose can dance, my nose can dance, my nose can dance all day. My nose can dance if you give me half a chance, and then it dances away. Oh, stick it back on. Oh. Well, then it got really silly. She made her eyes dance, she made her ears dance, she made her cheeks dance, she made her lips and mouth dance, and then the tongue can dance, thought the witch. Now, you probably know this song by now, so I think this would be an excellent verse for you at home to join in on. Try and make your tongues dance. No, be serious. No, tongue can dance, the tongue can dance, the tongue can dance all day. No, tongue can dance if you give it half a chance, and then it dances away. The witch was really happy. And she went outside and she danced for everyone she met, but with her fingers and her hands and her arms and her head and parts of her face and her neck and her shoulders. And they said, yeah, but what about the rest of you? She said, well, I didn't really think of that. Well, the witch grew sad again. And so she went back to the wizard, and the wizard said, look, you're doing marvellously well indeed, dear witch. Now then, to help you, I'm going to give you a pair of magic shoes. Yes, this will help the lower parts of your body limber up, and soon you'll be able to dance. And so he did. And the shoes that he gave the witch were the very same as these, just like the ones that I've got on. No sooner had the witch put them on, well then she began to dance, like this. And the song she sang to go with that was, my feet can dance, my feet can dance, my feet can dance all day. My feet can dance if you give them half a chance, and then they dance away. This is amazing, thought the witch. I can dance. But then she realised it wasn't really much fun dancing by herself. And so she went back to the wizard and she knocked on his door. And he said, well, wizard, it's great that you've transformed me and now I'm a dancing witch and all, but I wondered if you might like to dance with me. And maybe we could get everyone we know to dance. Wouldn't that be good? And the wizard said, I think that is an excellent idea. And so that's what they did. Well, because I've just said as part of the story that they got everyone they knew to dance, that means that you at home have to join in with this. You can dance however you like. You can dance silly, you can dance seriously, you can dance very beautifully and gracefully if you like. Or you could dance like a witch or a wizard, however they would dance. Have a go with me. Everyone can dance, everyone can dance, everyone can dance all day. Oh, everyone can dance if you give them half a chance. But it's time for the witch to dance away. I've got my favourite story I'd like to share with you next. And then probably be time for me to go. But this is it's a very special story, is this one. Because it's a bit like the earlier story I told you. It involves food. In fact, most of my stories involve food. It's a favourite subject of mine. But before I tell it, can anybody remember what did I say just after we met was my favourite food? I'll give you a clue. It begins with a ch. Chocolate biscuits! Yes! And my gran used to make the best chocolate biscuits ever. My gran would make chocolate biscuits like those humongous cookies that you get when you go in town with your mum, and they've got white chocolate and dark chocolate and milk chocolate like oozing out of them, and you see them in the shops and you're like, because they look so amazing. My gran, she made cookies like that. Chocolate biscuits on a big plate. But my gran whenever I went round to her house, she had lots and lots of friends. And she would do that thing that grown-ups always do when they've got friends at the house. She would go like this. Have a go. So what I'd do, I'd whisper to my mum, really quick and really quiet. I would say, Mum, Mum, can I have a biscuit? Try it with me. Mum, Mum, can I have a biscuit? After 3, 7, 26, 3. Mum, Mum, can I have a biscuit? And my mum, it was very posh, would say, I can't tell you whether you can have a biscuit or not. Ursula, you'll have to wait until your grandma's finished talking. But I told you, Grandma sat there and she'd be going. What was she doing? Yeah, exactly. But every now and then, my gran and her friends, they'd pause for breath. And in that second, really, really fast, so I could get my words in, I would say, Grandma, Grandma, can I have a biscuit? Go on, see if you can get your words out. Grandma, Grandma, can I have a biscuit? You've got to say it faster than me. Ready? Go! Grandma, Grandma, can I have a biscuit? And again. Grandma, Grandma, can I have a biscuit? No, you see, you're too slow. You'd have never got a biscuit at our house. Anyway, my grandma, she would say, well, she didn't have any teeth. I can't tell you whether you can have a biscuit or not, Ursula. You see, this house, it belongs to the council. It don't belong to me. You'll have to go into town and you'll have to ask the mayor. I thought, what? Gotta go in town and ask the mayor? Just for a biscuit? But they were so good, these biscuits. I was a very greedy little girl. I so wanted them, so I thought, right, I'm doing it. And so I put on my hat. Put on your hat. I put on my scarf, put on my coat, put on my wellies, because it always rained in Lancashire where I grew up. And then I would walk into town to find the mayor. Well, when I got to the town hall, the doors were so big and impressive. I thought, well, I've got to seem like I'm grown up, and so I smooth myself. Come on, join in. Smooth myself ready. And then very seriously, having knocked at the door and being granted permission to enter, I asked the mayor, Mayor, could I have a biscuit? Okay, try that. No smiling. You're not allowed to smile. Mayor, could I have a biscuit? Now try saying it, looking at whoever's with you. Mayor, could I have a biscuit? Well, the mayor, he thought about this and he said, well, a biscuit, eh? I'm not sure I'm qualified, to be honest, to give you an answer on that. Yes, not really in my job remit, to be honest with you. I think under the circumstances, the best thing for you to do. Very difficult. Biscuit. Biscuit. Sorry, I didn't study biscuits. You're going to have to go to London and ask the Queen. I was like, what? London? And ask the Queen for a biscuit? Come on. But I so wanted one. And I'd come so fast, I thought, right, I'm doing it. So I got on the train at Leeds, and the train started off quite slow. Let's try it sat down. But then it got a bit faster. And then it got faster. Then it got real fast, real fast. Stop!
The train will be delayed at Salford
Always get stuck there.
for 7 seconds.
I wish. Can you count down from 7 to nothing? Ready? Go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go! It's an express train! Go, go, go! Faster, 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 faster. Stop, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. Well, I got to London. Whoa! And it was amazing. I looked all around and eventually I came to the place where the Queen lives. A palace. Do you know what palace it's called? Well done. I went to Buckingham Palace. And at Buckingham Palace, there were soldiers outside with these big black furry hats on. They're called busbies. And they were very, very serious too. So I did that thing that all boys and girls do when they go to Buckingham Palace. I pulled a really stupid face so that the soldiers would laugh and then they'd let me in. I went like this. And eventually they went and they showed me through. So I went through the corridors like a long snake, and around and up and down and around and around, and eventually I got to the Queen's throne room. The Queen was on a throne, and so I curtsied, and I wanted the Queen to think that what I was asking was important. So in my poshest voice I said, Queen, Queen, could I have a biscuit? Okay, your turn. You've got to try it for me now. Very, very posh. So you can either curtsy like this, or bow like this, and then in your poshest voice, Queen, Queen, could I have a biscuit? Very good. Well, the Queen, she said to me, one cannot tell one whether one can have a biscuit or not. One will have to ask. I thought, oh no! The moon? The blinking moon. I've got to ask the moon if I can have a biscuit. I told you. I'm doing it. So I went into the palace gardens, and in the palace gardens there was this ladder, right? And it stretched all the way up into the sky. So I started to climb, and I climbed, and I climbed, and I climbed, and I climbed. Woo! Eventually I was on the moon. And I moved differently on the moon. Why did I move differently on the moon? Exactly. And I found myself saying, the words came out strange. Moon, moon, can I have a biscuit? Join in. In fact, see if you can do it by yourselves. Well done. And the moon said to me, now you have to watch very closely. I just had to ask myself if I can have a biscuit. That's easy, I can do that. So I did, I said, me, can I have a biscuit? And guess what I said? Yes, you can have the whole blinking plateful. So I said, to the moon. And then I climbed down the ladder. And I curtsied to the Queen. And I put my face at the soldiers. And I got on the train, and it went fast. Faster! Faster! Really fast! Really fast! Really fast! Stop!
The train will be delayed in Birmingham for 10 seconds.
Go, 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 go. What do I do next? Wave to the mayor. Walk on back to Grandma's. Take off the hat. Take off your scarf. take off your wellies or you'll be in deep trouble. Walk in the living room and they were still there. This amazing mound of gooey chocolate biscuits, and I ate the whole lot of them to myself. And I have to tell you, boys and girls, but this story, it doesn't end with happy ever after. It ends like any story would end if a boy or a girl was greedy enough to eat a whole plate of chocolate biscuits and not share even one of them. I was really sick. The end. And that is my favourite story. Well, it is time for me to leave you, everybody. So I hope you've enjoyed the stories and the songs. I'm going to come back on my Shruti box to sing you away. And I hope it won't be too long before I can join you in person at your library events. Thank you to Leeds Libraries for having this lovely session and all the other sessions that they're running this summer. Be sure to say thank you to Leeds Libraries when you next go in, everybody. Okay, here we go. Join in the goodbye song with me. Goodbye, goodbye.